Alright, this video is a long time coming, and I'm finally going to just get it done. As I said in my follow-up, I've been going through nicotine withdrawal. I'm 11 days off nicotine now. I wasn't feeling real well last week, and I was sleeping a lot. I didn't feel like doing a video. Okay, so this is part 2 of why Tryp isn't the solution. Okay, part 2 of why Tryp isn't the solution is the people that are involved with the company and what their motives are, and who they are, and what they're about. Okay, let's talk about Greg first. I think Greg is basically a good guy, and he's a hustler. Okay, and he got connected with these other group of hustlers that are doing this Tryp program, and he is doing his job. Okay, and he is getting people to sign up, even if I don't like the way that he's doing it. Okay, my whole issue with any program and any business opportunity is the fact that it's not for everyone. And the recruiters tell you what you need to think what the recruiters tell you what the perks are and what the benefits are and what can happen in your life if you get involved, and how your situation can change and anybody can do it, but that's not true. And what they are selling, and it's not just Tryp, but it's any program. Okay, you are buying a program based on what you don't know and what you didn't think to ask, and in a lot of cases because somebody made you feel like either you didn't have to do anything, or they made you feel stupid for not signing up, or both. Okay, I'm a little bit distracted away from this subject, so maybe I'm not going to cover it as well as I would have 2 weeks ago, because I'm already been there, done that, I'm past it. But I just need to go back and follow up with this. Alright, so anyway, despite the fact that, as I said in my first video, there were all these little red flags going off for me that was saying, oh, this is the same old, what have I done here, gotten myself into this, haven't I learned my fucking lesson? So I'm trying to keep a good attitude, and I'm trying to keep it's not a scam, it's a mindset attitude, because that is very true also. And some people can maintain that character of telling people what they need to hear, and I just can't do it. But I was trying. Okay, so what I did was I reached out in Bishop Stewart's rideshare royalty group, who is Greg's upline, and I said, because I was hearing stuff that they were trying to get launched in Phoenix, and they wanted to focus on Phoenix and push things in Phoenix. So I said, hey, I'm in Phoenix, and I'm a transportation industry provider, and I have this and that background, and I want to connect with some people and get some help, and I can help you as well. So somebody reached out to me, and I ended up conversing with this person, basically explaining to this person what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, how we could nail Phoenix down and get it done, and get our teams and our 400 drivers in our organization set up, and why I'm qualified to do this, but I need a team. And the people I've already reached out to, my contacts who I would choose as team leaders, and my team leaders who are not in the transportation industry that I would choose as team leaders, and none of them are interested. Okay? And it doesn't matter why they're not interested, because it has nothing to do with Tryp why they're not interested, and maybe it does, but whatever reason they're not interested has to do with them and their lives and what they want to do with them and their lives. It has nothing to do with the opportunity. Nothing whatsoever. And back to Greg, that is something he does not get. Is just because you think it's a great opportunity and you can see where it could potentially be headed and the benefits does not mean it is the kind of situation or an opportunity that, your neighbor John wants to get involved with. Okay, maybe that's not what he's interested in. Maybe he just likes to go out and drive. Maybe he doesn't want to join another platform. But anyway, so the person, it was a woman who reached out to me, was like, yeah, man, you're awesome. You could definitely be of value to the team. Let me get you in touch with this guy named Carlos. Okay. So she set up a phone meeting with me with this guy, Carlos. And I went into this meeting believing that she had already laid the groundwork and told him who I was and why she was bringing me to him. And when I get in the conversation, this guy doesn't know anything about anything, okay? About who I am, why I'm there, what qualifications I have to bring a group of people together and show them how to mass recruit in a way that we used to do in the phone industry business, in phone sales. And so because what I could show these people to do is, instead of 10 of us all separately trying to incorporate all the skills needed to recruit one person at a time, I was going to bring 10 people together, break up what each of our skills are between us, and do it like an assembly line. And I'm not going to get into the details of how I was going to train these people to do that, but just because I don't have a track record of building a downline as one individual by myself, no, I'm not $1 million downline producer. Okay, but I do know how to mass recruit people. Okay, and I know how to use language to bring the people in without deceiving them. Okay, but at the same time, putting them in a situation where they can win-win, and we're using the same business model and hiring model as the phone rooms do, so that what we would do is bring people in on a commission-only basis and plug them right into the system and sit there and train them to be in a working environment in a room promoting Tryp and recruiting. And I'm not going to tell you the specific details about what I was going to be having them do, but anyway, so Greg blew me off when I went to him and said, look, I have ideas. Ricky Mercado blew me off when I said to him, look, why don't I get connected with your people here in Phoenix, because I have a way to do this. No, he didn't need any of my help. Didn't want any of my help. Okay? Then we go on to this Carlos Alvarez guy, who was not interested in anything I had to offer besides, how many commissions have I made him already? Basically, I went in as a business person, and from my perspective, look, I'm going to give you guys everything. Okay? What I am going to do, if you give me 9 people to work with, and put them under me in the in the pyramid, because they can place people. I'm like, look, I have this to offer, this to offer. Okay, my contact already knew what I had to offer. Okay, which was why she brought me to him. My contact had faith in me and wanted the team to have the opportunity to work with me. And I needed to secure how I was getting paid first. This guy flipped out on me. Okay. And basically told me I was a useless piece of shit. And, what money have I made him? So, I ended up getting very upset because this guy had me in tears because I was not expecting this. I thought I was going in as a business person that was already wanted, and it was just a matter of finalizing the agreement between me and them. And here they are, and well, we know they're not launched yet. And yeah, they're doing things and they're getting closer. Okay, but the reality is, is all the problems in the industry with the wages are gonna get in the middle of them eventually anyway. It's right now I'm not thinking it through and up to how I can explain it, but the wage issues, even if nothing happens with it that's concrete anytime soon, the whole wage war thing is going to hinder them in everything they're doing. And a lot of the other issues are going to hinder them. Like, for instance, issues that they're having with airports. An example, I'm in Phoenix. I don't know how things work at the other airports, but I do know how things work at the airport in Phoenix. And picking up at the airport is a privilege, not a given. Okay? When I drove a metered cab and I had a personal client to pick up at the airport, I couldn't just pull up to the curb. No, I had to go in the parking garage and pick up my client, because that is an area that is designated for anyone to pick up and drop off passengers. Um, I can't pull up on any of the curbs. It's the same thing. Is like, you can drop a passenger. There are certain areas where it's designated for drop off that any person, whether they have a transportation license or not, can drop passengers off. Okay, civilians can drop passengers off anywhere they please or pick up anywhere they please, even though they're not supposed to in some places, because they don't know any better and it's a one-time thing. Okay, I don't know if anybody has ever gotten a ticket for that. Okay, but there are designated areas for rideshare pickup, and there are rules for rideshare pickup and for all drivers. And different companies have different licensing requirements within the airport regulations that determine where they can and cannot pick up. So that's just one thing. And now, Tryp is going to come in here, and Tryp doesn't even have trade dress. Everybody has been, put. Everybody has been told they need to come up with their own logos and stuff. That's no good. It's like, I'm trying to promote this company, and they want me to come up with my own marketing materials. And that's 20 years ago. It doesn't work that way anymore. When you join a program, the marketing materials are supposed to be there, ready to go for you. That was part of my issue too. It's like, here I am, totally overwhelmed. How am I going to, I could do it, but it was just taking me time and stressing me out because of all the components and the technical expertise that, for me, is difficult. It's easy for some people, but I would, excuse me, have to build a funnel and a system and a training and yada, yada, yada. And I just wasn't up to that. Um, so, what these people did when they started realizing that was a problem is they said, oh, well, let's just take it to the streets and do it the old fashioned way. Okay. Um, and it conflicted, that's a great idea. And I think that that should be done also. But it conflicted with everything I learned about marketing now. And it also conflicted with what a person they brought in to be a marketing director was training us to do. And she was training us to do everything that I'm sitting with, oh my God, I got to do all this stuff. Because on top of having to develop my own recruiting system, funnel, and training, and yada, 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 I would have had to be doing my own promotions on the internet as well. And that comes down to blogging and YouTube videos. And that takes time um, and content creation. So it was just getting overwhelming for me. And I felt like, I just can't do this alone. And I want to get this done and do what I have to do to put my income in place. And then I need to move on. But when you are in an MLM and you do build a downline, if you stop managing your team and your people and recruiting, that income goes away. It doesn't stay forever. And one of the things I really had to think about is, do I want to be managing a freaking team for the rest of my life to keep that income? No, that's not residual income. Maybe temporary, short-term, windfall kind of thing. But no, it's not long-term residual income, because eventually your downline dries up. And that's the way it is. And that's just MLM, and that has nothing to do with Tryp. But, it's like these people. And I've Googled all of them. And you can say they're a bunch of entrepreneurs who have failed in the past and are getting back up on the horse. Or you can say they're both a bunch of scam artists. And I'm going to call them both. And I don't need these kind of people. I don't need the kind of people in my life that when somebody comes in and speaks truth or asks legitimate, valid questions or calls people on their shit, that they get blocked and that they get bullied and humiliated. And I just don't need to be in an environment like that. And I don't want to bring other people into an environment like that. I am not, I am not doing right by others by following Greg's rap and bringing people in, because the way he is operating is the only way to do it. And that's not who I am and who I want to be. Okay? I don't want to bring you into a situation that's not going to benefit you, or that's going to turn out to be something different than you were told or led to believe. And that's why I am done with Tryp. Okay? But I will say one thing. Okay? If you were to approach us and go out and bring Tryp to people that are not in the industry, young people who are looking for a career opportunity, the knowledge that I have, I could actually train young people to take this and to move forward with it as a career opportunity in the rideshare industry. Because there is a lot more aspects to it than just the driving and the recruiting part. And that's where I think the market is. I think it's an opportunity for new people getting into the industry that don't know how things work and are willing to go forward in a new way of this is how the industry is, and this is what the opportunity is, and this is how it pays, rather than us people that are already in the industry that are looking for the damage to get fixed, and it'll never be the same. Okay, so my take on it, the whole thing is, this is awesome for new people coming to the industry, but it's not for the rest of us. It's not for us old timers. It's not going to solve our problems. Um, it needs to be something new and good is coming out of. And I love the way that the light is hitting my hair and creating that illusion and making it silver like that. All right, I'm done here.